Dustin Lynch, my man. How are you?
Yo!
What's up, man?
Oh, not much. Dude, happy to be here with you. I'll tell you that.
I know. I'm sure you would rather still be on a houseboat somewhere on Lake Powell, though, just to be honest.
Well, I mean, there's a good mix. When I get to hang out with you and see your face, it means good things are happening in the career. So here we are.
I like it. About to hopefully hit the top of the chart with Chevrolet, the interpolation and collab all in the same time with Jelly Roll, and obviously bringing Driftaway back to life in a lot of people's streaming and music libraries. So I'd say a win-win for both the original songwriters and the new ones on Chevrolet.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. And for our younger fan base, they think Chevrolet is the only version. So it's been cool to watch the younger kids like, what? There's another version of this? But no, we are honored, man, to take that torch on. It's a kind of a heavy lift, honestly. I mean, this song's Driftaway Melody's been around for 50 years. So we got to do our new country lyric take on it and march into the future with it. I'm so pumped that the song's had the success it has. It wasn't something I'd planned on releasing, honestly, to radio. So kind of organically happened for us.
Doing an interpolation there's a little bit of risk to it because there is no lukewarm. There is no I like it. You're either going to love it or you can't stand it as a fan of music, depending, I would say, your age maybe has something to do with it, what type of music you like, but I think that it works. This works. It's respectful and different enough from the original that I think you pulled it off nicely.
Yeah, and I think, it really depends on what song you're interpolating to. Some can be done easily and feel organic, and others feel a little contrived and forced. And I've heard a bunch of those in Nashville. It's kind of like Nashville has a way of knowing what the other hand is doing. It seems like if you get pitched a great song idea, there's been 4 that are also written in the past 3 months here. It just has always been that way. And with interpolations, I've heard dozens of different songs like this, and Chevrolet was one that kind of stood out and felt, I don't know, it just felt, it felt like it honored the right way. And I'm so glad to see that a lot of the audience has agreed.
Have you heard Thomas Rhett's "Don't Want to Dance" yet?
I haven't heard that one yet.
Dude, it's an interpolation of "I Want to Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston, and it is absolute fire, like so good. So I don't know if he'll ever put it out.
I was scanning his album. I was scanning his album the other day, and I ran out of time in the truck or wherever I was, and I didn't get around to that one yet. So I have to go back and listen.
Speaking of album, Chevrolet, "Killed the Cowboy's" been out for almost a year now.
Yeah, crazy.
This is because you were still on Stars Like Confetti as a single, and seeing that one, finish, obviously out at #1. What's next from Killed the Cowboy? Because we're only on the second single as far as what's next to be played on the radio.
Just the first. I mean,
this is Chevrolet's the first one. Yeah,
the first. So, man, we haven't officially announced it yet. I'm really loving how Honky Tonk Heartbreaker's feeling right now on our live show, and it seems like that's kind of the universal song that everybody in my world on the road is raising their hand for, which we've seen every single crowd react. I mean, we've played 80 cities. At least with this album out, and it seems like that's the one that feels like it fits our show the most and really helps our show the most.
I feel like when you have a nice chill vibe like Chevrolet was, you got to come with some heat, after a song like that.
Honky Tonk Heartbreaker feels like a really good segue, and maybe kind of the song that opened my eyes to what should be next for me musically. And that's we started with Cowboys and Angels. I think that was 12 years ago, but that was a very kind of heartfelt, more cowboy classic leaning song, and we've been able to go off the reservation with Seeing Red and what we tried to pull off with Small Town Boy that worked so well for us, and Good Girl. I mean, we've been all over the place with our sound sonically and production wise, but I don't know, Honky Tonk Heartbreaker feels just like a classic honky tonk song. It's fun. It makes me want to grab a girl and dance with her, and that's what I want my shows to feel like.
Speaking of grabbing a girl, I know you're as far as I know, I mean, we've been buds a long time. I don't know if you're dating anybody. If you are, you've kept it a secret from your friends. But is your tractor that you ride around in on the farm, is that big enough to have someone shotgun with you?
It has a buddy seat.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a co-captain out there for farming a little bit. Every now and again, it's fun. I don't have as much room as my buddies that farm for a living do, like having their combines or anything like that. But my deer tractor's got a little buddy seat you can pull down. And I have had some co-captains out there before. I
You're
think
auditioning them, nothing's stuck yet.
The last co-captain I had was my mom though. She jumped in and we were I was spraying some herbicide and she jumped in with me. My dad was doing something else on the farm, so she jumped in with me and rode around. And I hit a damn hornet's nest, like ground. I hit ground hornets. Thank God I have a cab, so they were just like attacking the tractor and on the windows, but it was pretty wild. Sure. We were glad we had the cab around us, but she was there to witness that with me.
At the co-captain seat, that's it's like getting somebody, 2-ups on a motorcycle, probably kind of the same feeling.
Yeah, it's like sidecar.
Yeah,
it's officially called the buddy seat in the tractor cab.
The buddy seat. I like that. Yeah. I like that. You've got a pretty big day here coming up in November. You are headlining freaking Red Rocks Amphitheater, bro. Like,
yes,
dude,
bucket list.
I mean, come on.
And I've let everybody know that through the years. That's one of those venues that I did not want to set foot in or on, and I haven't. I'm not even going to look at it until I got the headline. So here we are, November 6th. It's coming. The Denver area has always been great to us, and that venue has been iconic for me because my favorite band is Incubus, and they filmed a live show there called Alive at Red Rocks that I've watched 100 times. And my original band in high school, and we've always dreamed of getting to play a venue like that. And that venue, and I'm getting to fly all those original band members out with their wives to experience that night with us. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Dude, you said Incubus. I haven't told you this before, but I played Drive as a current. So I started out in part-time in classic and alternative rock, man. So yeah, Incubus Drive, dude, still to this day hits, 20 some odd years later.
It's still a masterpiece. Yeah, that song has stood the test of time, and I think forever will.
I was either going to tell you that directly or slip in a line of like, whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there at Red Rocks,
Yeah, there we go. I gotta find
a way to make that would be a good story, bro. To talk about your favorite band and then play Drive. I bet you the Denver crowd, being how eclectic that city is musically, I feel like would be all about something like that.
I think so. We may need to try it. I'll just start talking to the band and see if we can work something up.
So is Red Rocks on the tail end of your run for the year, or
it is.
Or are you okay?
Yeah. So we've got a couple more shows. I love to do charity work around the holidays, so we'll bounce around and do some charity shows, help out some folks. And but yeah, Red Rocks is kind of one of our last stops of the year. We go from Red Rocks. We've got a couple of private events, and then we do a big festival down in Miami. And I think that may be the last official thing, other than private events and charities that we've got on the books.
Private events is the low cost, high income type of vibe. When you get a private gig, you get the.
We've got asked to do a couple of, companies are always looking to splurge on their best clients or best employees and looking how to write off some money so they don't have to get taxed so much. And we're happy to take that off of their hands at the end of the
There you go. I'm of the mindset to where the more taxes I'm paying, the more money I've made. So that's how I kind of look at it. You know?
You got to.
Absolutely. So you realize that doing Red Rocks in November, there is a possibility you could have a snow show, bro. Like they could snow. That would be wild.
I remember looking back. I think this was last year, but Zach Bryan had this.
Yeah, awesome, 2 years ago. Yeah,
2 years ago, giant snowflakes coming down. It was just epic. We're a little nervous about the weather, but it's like, hey, as long as it's not rain, if it snows, that will be honestly better than nice weather. A big snowy show at Red Rocks the first time would be epic.
So part of the show that I like to do is called What's Your Mount Rushmore? And you've seen this game played before. Everybody does it. And it just comes up in casual conversation. You name a topic and you pick your top 4 answers from that topic. So I know that Lake Powell has become a tradition for you on vacations. You've done this, 3 or 4 years in a row now?
Yes. Yeah, we have. We took last year off.
Okay.
A lot of our group, it's an eclectic group of people that are on the road for various things, whether it's extreme sports or rock and roll bands or rapping or whatever it is. So last year got a little hectic. This year we made it happen.
Okay, so on the list of things you can share, what is your Mount Rushmore of Lake Powell memories with Dustin Lynch on vacation?
Okay, things I can share. That's well qualified. Um, all right. Top of the list is jumping out of a helicopter into the water, hanging off the skids on the bottom.
Okay.
So you get up in a helicopter. One, I don't like helicopters because they don't glide; they fall like rocks if something goes wrong.
Sure.
So that was sketchy enough, but to unbuckle and then climb out of a helicopter and hang from the skid.
You have to like wrap your arms around it, right? And
yeah, you're hanging on like for dear life, and that was intense. That's number one. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I did it and I'm good. I don't know if I'll ever get in a helicopter again, honestly. So that's up there. This year, believe it or not, and it's tough to put in order after number one, but this year we did a theme party, and we did an 80s theme party. So we're, Lake Powell is in the middle of nowhere, and but we had this company come out, and they've on boats floated out a bunch of tables, chairs, and it was an 80s theme. So they brought all these neon lights. We all dressed up in 80s gear and celebrated one of the pirates' birthdays that night. But awesome light setup, fire built, master chefs cooking for us on the side of this canyon, on the side of the lake. It was epic. So that's number two. Number three, I landed my first 360 ever on a surfboard with Parks Bonifay, who's like the godfather of water sports. I think he is, now it's looked down upon, but I think he was literally water skiing when he was 2 years old. His parents were like, he's famously known for that. But he's invented a lot of the water sports and a lot of the technology in water sports. So him teaching me how to do that is up there. Number four, probably being a rescue boat for a BMX guy that did a backflip off one of the canyons. And we didn't know it at the time, but he hit wrong and it knocked the wind out of him.
So was he stranded
luckily we got to him quick enough because he didn't have any wind. So I don't know how long he would have been able to tread water without air.
Oh, so he backflipped. Got it. He backflipped into the water.
Off a canyon on his bike, backflipped in the water, landed on his bike, and it knocked the wind out of him.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's not.
And, of course, you don't look cool wearing a life jacket, so he didn't have one on. So, but that's something I'd never seen done anywhere online before. And I was there to witness and be a part of getting him out of the water. So that was pretty epic.
I feel like a daredevil when I take my hands off the motorcycle for 1/8 of a mile. So,
Not that, man.
That's it. That's about as daredevil as
we could do.
Yeah, the helicopter thing, not so sure I would be able to pull that one off either, dude. I'd be down like right away.
Yeah, it was sketchy.
Or the helicopter would be tilted, if I just Well, man, it's always great to have you on, and always great to get to hang with you. Definitely see you in Red Rocks here in November, and man, it's just going to be, I think, an awesome night to. You've never stepped foot in Red Rocks as a fan, seeing a show. Wow.
My band is, as we've had time in Denver through the years, my band's gone and, ran up the stairs for exercise or just gone to tour it. And I was like, no way, I don't even want to see it. I want to.
That's cool, though. That first moment will be hopefully a sold out show where you step out there, you got your piece of the rock that they give you. Yeah. And it's sound check essentially be your first time looking up those stairs.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. I can't wait. I'm counting down.
All right, I'm going to hit the stop button and make sure we're all uploaded here because this thing records.